Welcome to an introduction to common barriers to PDF documents. Upon completion, you will be able to identify the common PDF barrier types, explain how to examine a PDF document for barriers, and finally demonstrate how to detect barriers in a PDF document. The first three barrier types that we are going to examine are missing accessible content, known as tags, missing document title, and finally invalid document language. To examine a PDF for these three barrier types, you will need to access the document's properties by opening a PDF, then right-click and select Document Properties, or you can go to the Files menu and select Document Properties. When examining a PDF's properties, include a descriptive and clear title. If a title is missing, a blind student must read the document to know what it is about, instead of hearing the title recited. Next, make sure the tagged PDF field is set to Yes. Tags are invisible labels that define the logical structure, order, and relationships of the content by identifying headings, paragraphs, lists, and tables to ensure proper reading order. If a PDF is not tagged, then it is like a blank page to a blind student. Tags can be automatically or manually added. To automatically add tags, open the PDF, go to All Tools, Prepare for Accessibility, Automatically Tag PDF. To manually add tags, open the PDF, go to All Tools, Prepare for Accessibility, change reading options. If the reading order is not correct, a screen reader will not read the content in the correct order or allow students to navigate through the document correctly. If you do not see the tool that you need, use the search bar to help you find a tool. Next, select a language on the Advanced tab for 508 compliance. Because without a specified language, it is considered inaccessible to many users, especially those who are using assistive technologies. Other types of barriers to PDF documents are visual effects, and we will discuss 5. The first is all caps. Avoid using all caps because it causes eye fatigue and strain, and is also considered flaming or screaming. Italicized and bolded text should be used very sparingly because they also lead to eye fatigue. Some appropriate uses for italicized text are for short quotes and bolded short headings in a document or table. Underlined text is also a barrier because it is hard to read, and you should reserve underlined text for hyperlinks. Remember to also include alt text for all hyperlinks to make them accessible to individuals who have visual impairments. When using colors, remember students who are colorblind may not be able to see the text. Avoid relying on color without additional text to guide the student. For example, instructing students to click a green box is a barrier. Instead, instruct the student to click the Start button, where the words appear on the button, for example. Also, watch out for colors that are too light or too dark for the background, making the text difficult to read. The next barrier is fonts. Avoid using fancy fonts or fonts that have tails, known as serif font. Times New Roman is an example of a serif font. Use non-serif fonts like Arial, which do not have tails. These fonts are comfortable and does not lead to eye fatigue. The final barrier type is complex information, such as tables, diagrams, and charts. Aim to use simple information. If you must use complex information, provide concise and succinct verbiage that clearly explain the information. This concludes common barriers to PDFs. You should be able to identify the common PDF barrier types, explain how to examine a PDF document for common barriers, and finally demonstrate how to detect barriers in a PDF document.